Alright, hello everyone. This is going to be another devlog video. So what I wanted to showcase is a little bit about the room dungeon thing. So I made several other changes to it over there. So now I have like a dungeon next level 4. So I did like a lot of debugging a little bit and testing to see how far it goes in that. So if I just say turn on the debug and stuff, it'll go through like multiple levels and stuff like that. But eventually, what I did create a little global script that the level maze will eventually grow bigger on its own. Originally, I thought capping it to 200 would be fine, but it became too ridiculous a little bit because I don't want the player to get too much lost a little bit or something. So I reduced the cap down to 120 per grid. So as you can see, it's growing a little bit. But sometimes you'll get like certain spawn mazes like there's some areas walls and there's no walls areas because it's being like randomized and stuff like that automatically. So now you see if it's just literally just getting bigger. But yeah, let me just escape from this madness here and just turn that off. So that was like a little test to see how far I can like push it to generate it and stuff like that. I'm going to show you like a little bit over here though. So this is like the room size. I kind of have it set to like that certain min-max over here. So I kind of have like a little clamp going on here. But I don't have it like this randomized. I just want to have it gradually go up curve. And then kind of a little bit add into the growth. So it kind of multiplies a little bit. And then I have these random range values. So it'll randomize us how much rooms it would need. So it'll bounce out between those numbers and then create the room from there. So I don't have to play around with the min-max room size settings too much, and it'll just automatically just adjust from there. So we're gonna get through at least almost 100 floors to see how far this thing can get bigger, and see if I do get lost too much or something like that. Just in case if it's a little bit overkill, because I did reduce it down to when I was not recording, I had it at 200 and it was just too much. So we'll just leave it down to 120 square size and see how it goes as a max hit, because we'll see. So we're just gonna minimize that, and we're just gonna hit play. Now we're just gonna make this a full screen. So I'm gonna put this on my monitor here, and then we're just gonna go native. There we go. So now we're just playing my little game here. See how far I can get. So we got floor 2 over here. Now I'll put that UI at the top for now because I have some ideas in the future to have like some kind of like animation going on with that. Kind of more like papered incineration, or maybe fire just like slowly incinerate the black alpha like. But that's some ideas in the back burner. But pretty much I'm almost done polishing a bit the core systems in the dungeon generator. And then once I do that, I think I'm gonna go back to character a little bit and see if I can add some character combo mechanics a little bit, like the early development of it, because that's where I want to do with that. Okay, where's my oh, there you are. So something like that to go third floor, fourth floor, and sometimes it'll just spawn randomly and just have to stop in that. But I did have this one particular bug. I think I probably maybe recorded in the last documentation that these two objects were overlapping, so I kind of like, hopefully I fixed that. So, but I still need to work on maybe fixing on the lighting a little bit over here. So, but it's not really a big issue for me right now. So I might just like glaze over it and just come back to it later. Okay, where's my dungeon here? There we go. Because hopefully, eventually in the future, once I do add more enemy types and stuff like that, this game can be like a bit more fun when you're taking out opponents and you're trying to exit to find the right dungeon to get to. And then here's the blocked. Okay, floor level 7. Okay. So, where are we going here? Hey, where are we going? Yeah, and I noticed my guys are just like spread it out a little bit. So in the future, I think I might reconsider going back to just make sure that they're all together, because it was a fun idea to kind of have them like all separate, split apart. But there's just one minor issue is that depending on how big the space is going to get, you might have time to find the beacon or not to get all your people together. I don't know. I'm still debating about it. And there's the floor for that. So yeah, because this basically just groups people up like that. So that's fine. Let me just go over here. I'm gonna get you. Find the purple block for that. I'm in the 10 floor. Jeez, you start to see it starts to get a little bit bigger. But I feel like the since when I set it up for early levels, it does give you much more space to explore around, but it's very small, so it wouldn't matter when the floor gets like more huger. But although once I do get to the art stuff with it, I might have a pond or something around with the floor, so it doesn't look too much randomized floors. So I may have to edit that back in one day, but it's not really a huge big deal right now. But it's just something like a small note in my head. See now my guys, it's like, oh, we're going. They're just simple AI, so you can easily just command them if you want to, but all it is just idle and then attack, and then go follow you. And then that's why I kind of have the beacon, just like, okay, just have them spawn over here if they get lost. But you could still, like, take control of any of those characters anyhow. Alrighty, where's this beacon? I mean, my purple box. I need a purple box. I need to get out of here. This is the endless maze. And plus, since I'm recording on OBS, it does takes a little bit of the 360 frames away. So I guess it's just counteracting with the recording thing. And plus, I'm also put on the full HD resolution, so that would just tank the frames just a little bit. Okay. Where are we going here? I think I better not pass it. Probably eventually I might have to. I'm probably gonna have to draw like a map on the UI screen, but I have to. That's very a tough objective there. But maybe I'll do it. I'll figure it out because you do get advantages when you're looking at different perspectives too. Because you can also use this like the players too, just to go back and then just check on where they are. That way too, so you know where they are at. And it just saves you some time at least. And they all eventually find you. So, okay. Where am I? Go 3, go 2. Alright. Maybe we can find something like a better purple box somewhere. Get them all together. The game is back. Alright. Now, I always wonder, if I stick to 3, will it remember 3? We're about to find out. Stick to player 3. Okay. Oh, it remembers 3. And if you go back to 1, well, okay. Good, it remembers. Because I have player manager. It's a global script, that's why. Alrighty. Where is it? Oh, there you are. Okay, we're on floor 15. Jesus, okay. Okay, so the camera just start off at player 1, but then it'll just, whatever current player you're on, it'll just try to track that down real quick. So, maybe I should, in the future, that's a Sunneverse probably side note to tell the camera to, whenever you're starting to start where the, current active player is, so it doesn't assume 1 all the time. Otherwise, you're gonna get something like this. Because if I'm, like, 1 all of a sudden, and if we find that, cube again, Man, this maze is, you know, a little over here. I feel like there's some space going on there that I might have to adjust, though. Because you get this big space over here, but I'm not sure if it's actually beneficial or not. Floor 17. Get the game together. But overall, eventually, once it does get bigger, then it does track down how far the barriers to other walls to get to other destination. Because the less rooms you have, the more walls and tunnels it would likely create. So I might have to tell it to create less rooms then, so it has to travel in a particular direction. Floor 19. Because when I did allow it to go like floor 50 when it was like 140 growth of the maze, the tunnels were like longer and longer though. Ah. Okay. Okay, everyone's there. Oh, I found it. Floor 20. Floor 20. Floor 20. Jesus, I can do this. Where am I going? That was my music speaker there. It was cat in video. We're on floor 20. Come on. Oh, there you are. I'm just gonna get bigger over time. All right, what's gonna find this? Let's see. Use my player pawns here. Now I'm curious. I'm gonna no clip. How big is this now? Okay, it's getting a little bit needs more walls. I just got to say, probably more walls. Probably. Because I can see where the rooms are squashing together. But the rooms probably need to be spread out a little bit. Well, maybe it depends. Because it only works the more bigger the rooms are, too, as well. So it varies. The room. Let's get infinite maze. Alright. Floor 22. Where's 1? Ah, jeez, it's very far back. I mean, you do give these 4 walls here. Okay. Oh, found it. Yeah, this reminds me a little bit of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon a bit. But I do have planned to have like linear levels, not just dungeon based, but so I kind of like 2 different modes going on. But it's just like a little bit more experimental. Maybe the only issue is that maybe the floor level could be a bit too big. I don't know. Well, you do need enough space because in the future, if I'm planning to add some creatures and stuff like that, you do need enough space to at least fight around and fight. So it's probably too early to judge. But as you can see now, it's like getting bigger. And you're just now figuring out, okay, where am I going now? Where's my home? Alright, let's see if I can get some more levels down in 2 minutes. If I don't, I'm just gonna call it, and that's the furthest probably I can go. Oh god. Okay, what's the yeah, you know the fun thing is okay, we're just like towering, like we can see through the walls. Right. But the fun thing about this, if you're going to have something big and long maze, is that if players are spread out, then it'll be much more easier to transfer one character to another to figure out what's going on. But they have to remain alive as long as possible because they do have auto dodging going on when it goes to enemies. So let's give them like some kind of chance going on. But if you want them to attack them for whatever reason, you can switch to that and they'll start attacking. But that does, we'll just have to see once I start getting more assets in and more things in. Because it's just a level generator for now. Like a land generator. And I can always adjust the room anytime and it feels like anything in balance, so probably too early to judging on this, and I would just have to just move on after this and maybe not worried about the players not being grouped together all the time. Because they could play an advantage to certain moments of the game if it gets like bigger for whatever reason. Because you can still call them and just have them over here and check their up and fine. But I could add a little bit more chances of finding the respawn beacon. Too as well. Can I find you? Because sometimes it'll be easy just to find the floor and then because depending on where it generates. Jesus, I think I can't find it. No. Okay. Well, I give up, so no clip. What's going on? Oh, it's right over here. Yeah, definitely I'm gonna need like a little map UI. Just to figure out if I'm lost or not. Because you can get lost around here so much. Let's see if I can get my dude over here. Alright, this is on floor 27. Oh god, what was that? Alright, I think I'm gonna stop from there. But you get the gist. It gets bigger and longer every time you keep playing. So, yeah. I mean, we'll see about how far I want to take the room and levels. It could be, maybe it could be very indifferent to certain modes of the game, too, as well. But it does take you to over here, and then you explore around and stuff like that. This is much more intricate and interesting here for the room size quality. Because now it's definitely just showing much more variety and spreading it out like that. Alright, well, that's it for my little log development over there. So, yeah, there's a lot of things to think about over here. Probably, oh wow, hold on. Let me just figure out what's going on here. Probably if I get closer. Ah, I see, that's why. Because if you're pulling out, it's trying to render all that stuff. That's probably why the frame rates are going down. But okay. Well, eventually, a level detail will be a thing here. So, thank you all for tuning in, and peace.